So I don't know if you guys heard about this group of men who call themselves Dads on Duty, which is a great name. It was begun, the founder is a Michael, I don't know if it's Lafitte or Lafitte, Lafitte. And they decided to come into Southwood High School in Shreveport, Louisiana, where there had been violence, a lot of violence, to bring the masculine energy and order to the school. And let's listen now. They were on CBS Evening News. Let's listen now to a clip from that.
When the SOS went up at a troubled school, who answered the call? A bunch of DADs. Here's CBS's Steve Hartman on the road.
Not many good news stories begin in such a bad news way. It happened last month here at Southwood High School in Shreveport, Louisiana.
Plagued with violence.
Over the course of 3 days,
Another fight.
23 students arrested for fighting.
Massive police response to
But strangely, there hasn't been another incident since. Perhaps in part because of this most unusual crisis intervention team.
Nobody here has a degree in school counseling. No majors in criminal justice.
No.
Your qualifications are?
With that, we decided the best people who can take care of our kids are who? For us. What we do.
So Michael Lafitte started Dads on Duty,
We're out doing what we do for our babies.
a group of about 40 Southwood dads who now hang out at the school in shifts.
Let's go.
Today, any negative energy that enters the building has to run a gauntlet of good parenting.
What's going on, buddy? You moving fast. I like that horse.
I immediately felt a form of safety. We stopped fighting. People started going to class.
How could that be?
You ever heard of a look?
A look? Dads have the power to do that?
Yes. Not many people know it, but yes.
Let's go.
But it's not just the firm stares and stern warnings.
Let's make it to class, my son.
It's also the dad jokes.
They just make funny jokes like, oh, hey, your shoe's untied, but it's really not untied.
They hate it. They're so embarrassed by it.
And it's that perfect mix of tough love and gentle ribbing that dads do so well that has helped transform this school.
The school has really just been like happy and you can feel it.
Which is why the dads plan to keep coming to Southwood indefinitely.
Because not everybody has
The father
figure at home.
Or a male, period, in their life.
So just to be here makes a big difference.
Do you think you stumbled onto something here?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Have a good morning.
They'd like to start chapters of Dads on Duty throughout Louisiana
What's up, baby boy?
and hope to eventually take on the country
All right.
without a fight. Steve Hartman, on the road in Shreveport, Louisiana.
When I saw this or read this, well, both, I literally got tears in my eyes. I had just returned from a conference in Florida with a group of men, although this portion of the conference where I was speaking was for women, but it's largely a male conference. And I had basically spent several days immersed in in a male space that was devoted to what has happened in this country with men and masculinity, and how there is going to be, and currently is, I believe, a revival, or you might say a renaissance of men that is designed to bring back, if you will, that which feminism has completely destroyed. And so then when I returned and I saw this Dads on Duty group, it's like there just are no words for, one, the travesty that has occurred in this country over the last 40 years by removing men from homes, and B, that this is like the tip of the iceberg. At the end of that episode on CBS at the end of that clip on CBS Evening News, I think the interviewer asked something along the lines of, do you feel like you guys have stepped into something, found something or discovered something here? Can't remember the words he used. And they said yes. And it's when you watch and listen to them speak and you see them in the schools, if you stop this, or when you're done with listening to this, you can Google it and watch them in the schools. It's just so obvious what has been missing, not just in this society, obviously, but also in children's lives. And the massive, massive power and significance and indispensability that men bring to the table in a family is crystal clear with this clip and this event. And it has to be just the beginning, not just some, oh, that's sweet and move on with our day kind of thing, of a new way of looking at men and what they bring to the table. You can see it with these kids in their responses, that this combination of authority, healthy fear, and humor is what the average good man / good dad brings to the table. But in a culture in which women rule and women are, all the attention is given to women and men get nothing other than being told that they are toxic, has obviously caused men to retreat. Men did not retreat by their own choice. They were they were marginalized because men are natural responders of women. And if they believe that, or if they're told that what makes a woman happy is for her to take over the man's role and that they can do anything that a man can do and so on and so forth, men are going to, or at least too many men are going to respond to that by making themselves smaller. And then of course you have to factor in all the social implications of having done this, and in other words, divorce and fatherhood and family courts and all of the rest that have kept children from having fathers in their lives. This is exactly what needs to happen. This dads on duty can't just be a blip. It has to be the beginning of something huge. Look at what happened for those few days or whatever that they were in there, and that they said, and that the entire climate of the school was different by their presence. Just imagine what we could accomplish if that was a normal, everyday experience. And by that, I mean that same climate was in our homes across this country and in our schools. And because I don't believe there are going to be enough men who will go become teachers, which more power to those who do, but it's always going to be female dominated. I think, why the hell not bring parents in, male parents / just men, but preferably men who've had children and raised them as apparently these men have, or at least I think most of them, into our schools to be the enforcers, the authority that our schools are not. I just wanted to come on here and let you know that this, if you didn't hear about this, that you can, I just want to do a quick thing so you can Google Dads on Duty. It was at Southport High School in Shreveport, Louisiana. I wanted to make you aware that it happened, and I wanted you to experience just watching this and feeling and sharing the significance of this event, rather than it just being something that was on the news and forgotten, which is certainly how the news media will handle it. But fortunately, I met with men, as I said, just several days before I saw this, who are on the internet in the quote unquote manosphere, getting together to create a revival of masculinity in this country. And I am on their side. I was happy to be with them. I met some phenomenal people, and I have a couple of them coming on in the next month to talk with me. And so, yeah, the timing of this event with the Dads on Duty just couldn't have been better, and it's really getting me excited. And I just wanted to share it with you, and that's about all I have for you for now. Till next time.